Hey everybody, I'm here in Hoi An, Vietnam. It is beautiful here. So I'm here to review the Oppo Reno 3 Pro. The version of the Oppo Reno 3 Pro I have here is different from the one that's already been out in China for like 2 months. That one is more of a flagship device. It supports 5G. It has a Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset and it has a curved OLED panel. Now this version of the 3 Pro I have is the international version that will be releasing in India and some parts of Europe. This one runs on a MediaTek Helio P95. That's the brand new chipset from MediaTek, so it's still plenty powerful. And the screen, while still an OLED, is now completely flat. And also, you'll notice that the hole punch is also a little bit wider than the China version. That's because this houses two selfie cameras, including a 44 megapixel front-facing shooter. Now this Oppo Reno 3 Pro also has a quad camera system headlined by a 64 megapixel Samsung GW1 sensor. So it's the same camera sensor as on the Realme X50 Pro. That means you should expect very nice, vibrant photos during the day, but at night, you have to turn on night mode to get anything above average. If you shoot in automatic, photos are going to be a little bit overexposed. Now because this international version of the Reno 3 Pro is a mid-tier device, it's not a flagship, there are some compromises. So first, the back is made of plastic instead of glass. Now after using the Realme X50 Pro for like 2 weeks, I gotta admit the plastic back just doesn't feel as nice as the Realme X50 Pro. Like the whole device feels a little bit daintier, not as like dense in the hand. And also, there is no stereo speakers. You only have a single bottom-firing speaker grill, but you do get a headphone jack. Okay, so let's talk about that Helio P95 chipset. It is really new and it offers about a 10% performance boost over the previous Helio P90. Now obviously it can't compare to like a Snapdragon 865 or even a Snapdragon 855 for that matter, but for the most part performance was no issue. When I played the game Hero Hunter, I noticed that I couldn't run the graphics in Ultra without dropped frame rates, but other than extreme tasks like that, everything else was fine. Like, you know, if you're just using it to go on WhatsApp, Gmail, Instagram, YouTube, you're gonna have no issues. Now I did notice that the app stuttered every now and then. Like whenever I switch between a bunch of apps, sometimes there'll be a little bit of a stutter. Now I'm not sure how much of that is the chipset or just the fact that the unit I'm testing is a pre-production unit running software that's not final. I'm guessing it's that. I'm pretty sure the Helio P95 is more than powerful enough for basically 99% of smartphone tasks. You're not going to have any issues. Now, conversely, the battery, 4,025 milliamp hour, I believe. It's more than enough to power the device all day. So I've actually been using the Oppo Reno 3 Pro for close to a month now. Like I brought it with me to Tokyo and I used it in Hong Kong and now here in beautiful Hoi An. And overall, definitely every single day, the phone was able to last an entire day. Like I would finish my days with like 25-30% battery life, so no issues at all. And if you need to charge, the Oppo Reno 3 Pro can be charged at a max speed of 30 watts, so that's not quite as good as a 65 watt super fast charging, but 30 watt is still really fast. So still plug in for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you'll still get like up to 40% battery boost. Okay, now look at the cameras. As I mentioned, I've been using this phone for over a month, so I kind of know what this camera is capable of. So the main 64 megapixel shooter, it's pretty good. You can use it to shoot pixel binned 16 megapixel shots. The wide angle camera, it's a 13 megapixel lens. And you see during the day is really good, but at night, this wide angle camera really struggles. To the point that I don't really recommend using this wide angle camera at night. Now there's a telephoto zoom lens that allows you to get 2 times lossless zoom, 5 times almost lossless, and you can go all the way up to 20 times digital zoom. So 20 times digital zoom, it's pretty respectable. Now in terms of video stabilization, I find that it's just okay on the Oppo Reno 3 Pro. The Realme X50 Pro is definitely better. You see quite a lot of jitteriness as I walk. And the zoom between lenses in video is a little bit janky too. I think the MediaTek chipset just isn't as good a stabilization as the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 that's in the Realme X50 Pro, but that's to be expected, man. This phone is not a flagship phone. In terms of software, the Oppo Reno 3 Pro runs ColorOS 7 over Android 10, and the software is basically exactly the same as the Realme X50 Pro. So meaning I like the software a lot. It's clean, it's minimal, and you can now bring down a notification shade by swiping just in the middle of the screen. So that makes using the phone a lot easier for one-hand usage. And you know, all the features that you expect from a flagship Android is here. You have an always-on display, you have double tap to lock and wake the screen, and just animations overall is pretty smooth, except this phone, the Oppo Reno 3 Pro, only has a 60 Hz display. So it is not as smooth as the Realme X50 Pro or the Oppo Find X2 with its 120 Hz display. But still, at this price range, this is a really good software and screen user experience overall. So the depth sensor does a pretty good job of detecting the difference between the subject and the background to produce a accurate bokeh effect. And the AI in the camera can also tell, you know, people from food, and the wide-angle lens also doubles as a macro lens. So enough talking, I'll just show you some more photo samples. So unfortunately, I don't know the official price of this phone yet. That's just the thing that Chinese brands do. They let us reviewers test the phone early, but they don't want to tell us how much it costs. So I can't really give a full recommendation without knowing how much this costs, because if this is like 400, 500 bucks, then no, you might as well get a Realme X50 or a Xiaomi Mi 10. But if this is a little bit cheaper, like 200 bucks, 250, then it's worth considering, worth looking into, although there are a lot of options out there. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I'm gonna have more coming up, including on the Oppo Find X2 and the Huawei Mate XS soon. And I'm gonna go to Paris to check out the Huawei P40 too. So if you're interested in content like this, please, I'm about to get hit by a car, but if you're interested in content like this, please subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram at Ben's Gadget Reviews. I'm always uploading behind the scenes stuff there. So this is the Oppo Reno 3 Pro International version. Signing off. Thanks for watching.